Hello everybody and welcome to TTVJAudio's YouTube channel. ATC speakers were founded in 1974 by Billy Woodman with the intention of building drivers for the professional music industry. Over the years, they developed drivers that exceeded all others with their ability to handle more power and deliver sound with less distortion. From the beginning, ATC has innovated in their driver design and then started to produce some excellent and acclaimed speakers made with their drivers. Today is no different, as ATC is still building innovative and high-performing speaker systems. These speakers are built both for the professional and the consumer electronics industries. Many of the recordings you hear today were mastered utilizing ATC monitor speakers. One of their innovations was to build their speakers and include their own electronics on board the speaker itself. These active speakers only require a source and preamp volume control along with some cabling to deliver fantastic sound. And that brings us to today's review of the ATC SCM40A Active Speakers for the consumer market. The ATC SCM40 are high-end active floor-standing speakers known for their accuracy and studio sound quality. The SCM40 uses a three-way design with a dual suspension 25mm soft dome high-frequency unit with precision alloy waveguide, a 75mm soft dome mid-range driver, and an ATC 164mm short coil bass driver. All these speakers are built by ATC to make this amazing speaker system and incorporate massive optimized motor assemblies. An onboard 242-watt Class AB tri-amplifier supplies the juice to drive these speakers with great results. Active crossovers are used with the system being protected with overload protection. The crossover frequencies are 38 Hz and 3.5 kHz. The bottom end is driven with 150 volts, the mid-range receives 60 watts, and the remaining 32 watts are dedicated to the tweeter. All this adds up to a well-thought-out design made for superior audio playback. Both the speakers and amplification are optimized to work with each other to produce the best sound. This saves a lot of time and effort shopping for the ideal preamp-amp combo or integrated amplifier to drive the speakers. All the listening and tuning, all the hard work has already been done by ATC, and with the SCM40A, they have done a marvelous job. Originally and still a professional audio speaker builder, one of the upgrades over the studio versions are the cosmetics of the consumer speakers. They were designed for home use in listening rooms laid out for high-end listening. The aesthetics are pleasing to the eye and glorious to the ear. The SCM40A comes in two veneers of cherry or black ash, two painted finishes of satin black, or, as we have here for the review, satin white. The SCM40A are rather heavy for one person to move around and just set up. They weigh in at just under 80 pounds apiece and measure just a shade under 39 inches tall by 15 inches across and 14 inches deep. The speakers we received required the floor spikes to be attached, which are easily done by laying the speakers on its back and screwing them in. I found it a lot easier to have help lifting them and placing them in their position. Next comes connecting the speakers for use. You will need a pair of power cables and a pair of XLR interconnects to hook these babies up. The length of the power cables will depend on how far your outlets are from the speakers. The same goes for the interconnects. We use 2-meter Cardus clear power cables and AudioQuest 3-meter Pegasus balanced interconnects to get these things going. An on-off switch is conveniently located next to the power input to fire them up for play. Once connected to a source and preamp, it's time to listen, and listen we did. The sound from the SCM40A was striking. Crisp and clean with great detail were my first impressions. They were evenly balanced with no sonic gaps or flaws to my ears. The music flowed naturally and beautifully. The transparency of each recording, as well as the various components we hooked them up to, really came through. Excellent recordings sounded amazing, and there was the feeling that nothing was lost in the translation. The SCM40s also come with very nice metallic grill guards, and we didn't use them because we thought they sounded so good without them. My producer here thought that these speakers sounded the best of everything he's heard in our mid-high-end system, which is not our super high-end system, but it's our mid-high-end system, and he was very impressed with them. One other thing to note is as we scaled upwards in the quality of gear we used to drive the speakers were able to deliver the upscaled sound. They sounded at home with our 700 series TAC rig, streaming through an esoteric NO5XD, and with our best in-house preamp, the Apex Pinnacle 2 Ultra with an esoteric KO3XD. No matter what we ran through them, the ATC SCM40A delivered fully to our expectations and at times exceeded them. Bass was super tight and punchy with no bloat or blur. Much of this can be credited to the sealed cabinet of the speakers. The mids were accurate, sweet, allowing instruments to sound as they played and recorded. Especially good were piano and vocals. Growing up in a house of piano-playing sisters and hearing vocals in live settings for all of my life, these speakers just plain get it right. It was a pleasure listening to everything from classic rock to jazz and classical music. The SCM40A delivered no matter what the genre or the mix of gear in front of them. And as expected, poor recording sounded poor with every flaw laid bare for the world to hear. Soundstaging and imaging were excellent with a tight image. Instruments and vocals found themselves in their precise place. There was no bleeding into each other's space, but fine separation and definition of each contributing instrument was really precise. These speakers easily filled with plenty of energy my mid-sized room of 10 by 16 with an 8-foot ceiling. They should work well in a bit of a larger room, but may want to look up the ATC line if you have a very large room. The ATC SCM40A, with their onboard amplification and in-house built speakers, deliver a sound that takes advantage of great recordings for a most excellent listening experience. If you want to uncomplicate your system or just want to minimize space used up by a large high-end system, the active speakers from ATC are the ticket. Great sound, excellent looking, and ease of use make these speakers something you should consider. If you are interested in a pair and would like to talk to us about them, please give us a call at 406-285-3910. We can recommend the best way to use these speakers and other components that can match with your requirements. The SCM40A are highly recommended by us and are available from TTVJAudio. You can check them out on our website or call us. And I'd also like to thank Leland and Lone Mountain Audio for the use of their demo speakers. Thanks, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you get a chance, if these in any way interest you, give us a call. We can certainly coach you into something that will make your audiophile listening a real joy. These are great speakers. Thanks for listening and watching.